Time now for the Educated Retirement Show with your host, Jay Kaplan. Jay discusses reverse mortgages and can answer your questions at 951-922-3532. Call lines are open at 951-922-3532. And now, here's Jay.
All right, here is Jay. And all lines are open. And you know, that's 951-922-3532. 951-922-3532. Kind of the swashbuckling way that Sean would say it. Call in. Let's have a talk. Welcome to the Educated Retirement Radio Show right here on KMET 1490 AM. where we contemplate our retirement and how to best prepare for said retirement and how to best stay happily retired. Now, I think I should say happily retired doesn't mean you're not working. Okay, we'll get more into that in a bit. But today we'll be joined by Chris Bissonnette, who is a repeat offender, in fact, a multiple offender, and which means he's been on the show several times, and he's been one of the most popular of guests. And by that I mean we get a lot of requests for him and for information for him. And in our past shows, he's talked about just general financial literacy. On the internet, there's a there's an application called eMoney, and he went through and showed us how to use that and how to get that and what good it will be for us. And he talked to us once, and I've been with him when he's given live talks about how to save zillions of dollars on college tuition. He is the king, at least in California, if not elsewhere, but not just for California colleges, for everywhere, anywhere and everywhere. He will save you money. So if you are going to college, if you have children or urchins that are getting to be of college age, you need to talk to him. That's all there is to it. So he's going to give you more information about how to get a hold of him when that happens here pretty soon. Remember to email me, bestloantoday@gmail.com. Just email. Or look us up at www.drheckham.com, DRHECM, because I am the doctor of home equity conversion, which basically only opens your equity for you and allows it to grow independently. Let's just say it allows your spending power to grow independently of the value of your home. So, bestloantoday@gmail.com, or while you're on the website, jump over to about halfway down the front page, and you will see a link to, there's a link to all the shows that are on KMET, and when it's live, 3 o'clock on Fridays, you can go there to see and watch this. You can also go to the KMET website to watch that. But on my website, about halfway down the front page, there is a link, an invitation to go take a look at the YouTube channel. And there's all kinds of, every show. I also have the separated sections of just me joking around, talking about movies, and separately the more serious parts of the guests. So you can look up them and listen to what they have to say as many times as you like. So ask me for what may work for you. The reason is very simple. You need to know. So, again, 866-955-2233. Knowledge is power. You need to know the facts and compare the numbers. But remember, we're not talking so much about numbers as to life change. And it's much too important an issue, what we're going to talk about, to ignore. And you certainly don't want to eliminate it based on not fully understanding what's going on. So, do I have a day job? I do. And this is when we get back to, I'm not retired, but I'm certainly of retirement age and then some. A lot of people are and are still working. The question is, do you want to or do you have to? In my case, it's certainly both. I have a need. But one of the needs I have is to stay busy, and I think that's what makes people very healthy. So please, I need your questions. I need your input. Let's have it. And we do believe in challenging the status quo. Families and people need to be active, not reactive. And what is today? I know your favorite fruit, Sean, is Brussels sprouts, right?
I don't mind Brussels sprouts, no.
I actually like them.
I like them done in the oven with some bacon and
now you're talking like a real man. You know, I was going to say I don't know whether I like the Brussels sprouts or the butter that usually goes on them, but yeah.
I like them with bacon.
The best that I remember is fried Brussels sprouts at a place called Sides Hardware and Shoes in Los Olivos. So they serve the sprouts in old shoes that were left for repair and were never picked up. No, Los Olivos is, if you don't know, and some of you probably do, it's like in the middle of the wine country outside of Santa Barbara. Above it, really a beautiful little place. They even used it in, not in the original series, Vandy Griffith, but in one or two of the movies after. It's got that look to it. It used to be an artsy place, now it's a winey place. And it's well worth the stop. Anyway, they serve it with capers and special Spanish sherry vinegar. And the other day it is today is National Backwards Day. And you guys don't need any help with that. You understand it completely. Why? Because you're here listening to me. So we'll celebrate that. And with that, we'll take a break. And we'll talk to you soon. Yeah, I'm going to back that up by saying download that free app today. And also, www, The Educated Retirement Radio, same thing. You can get all the shows right there. In fact, you can get everybody else's show also there by going to the live video thing. And if it's not live, then it gives you a list on the right side of everybody's show there. So there. And drheckham.com, drhecm.com. Call me, 866-955-2233, 866-955-2233. So you're going to call because you know you need more choices. Everybody does. So we need to know how to protect what you have. And I have a team of experts that can help you and will help. So please make use of all of them. I need help on a lot of things. Everybody needs some help on what they are not as familiar or schooled with as others may be. Whether you agree with everything or not, you need to hear everybody else's opinion of what's going on. So, we usually have a birthday thingy. And the other day we spoke about John Agar in relation to Revenge of the Beast, or, the Beast from 20,000, not 20,000, from the Black Lagoon. I get my beasts mixed up. But John Agar was born on this very day in 1921. And he left us in 2002. Just take a look at that. I watched this last night because I wanted to be familiar again. Besides, I think those kind of things are a lot of fun. I don't know if you can see that, but anyway, that's looking pretty good, I think. He was also in some other great ones, like Journey to the Seventh Planet. See that one? Or do you want to see me? No, you want to see that. Again, when I have a laser disc of it handy, I'm going to show you the laser disc because it's easier to see, right? Right. And he was, well, now let me just tell you a little about him. He met David O. Selznick through his wife, Shirley Temple. And with that, he landed a contract for $150 a week, including acting lessons. Too bad the acting lessons didn't take very well. But anyway, he was in a bunch of movies, like we said, Revenge of the People, The Mole People. Where's my Mole People? Come on now. Oh, here he is. Mole People. Now, I don't know if you remember Mole People, but there's one. And it starts off with this scientific thing showing the Earth and different people who thought others lived under the Earth. But in case you're wondering, here is the results of all the scientific evaluation. This guy lives under the Earth. And this was set up to show you. I guess he's in one or two of these, but I think it's a cool cover, so we'll show it anyway. John Agar. Okay. I showed you Tarantula, and I think I mentioned that the other day. Tarantula, pardon me, I think it was the best film he was in, and that Leo G. Carroll and a big black spider. So James Franciscus was also born on this day, and he was a fellow student of Dick Cavett, starred in TV series like Twilight Zone, Alfred Hitchcock, Naked City, and tons of others. And somebody is speeding down the street there, right there, Sean? Sounds like a motorcycle, but that's okay. He had his own television shows even. One was, and I kind of remember these, even me, Longstreet, where he played a blind insurance investigator in New Orleans. I'm glad he's not looking for anything of mine. Anyway, in that show, he had to perform martial arts, which he learned from Bruce Lee. He learned blind martial arts. And Bruce Lee was also in 4 episodes. He played an antique dealer. So, and he was also in a lot of silly type Italian movies. And even in Marooned, which my wife really likes Marooned. I'm sure you know that album. Also, 1937... just looking to make sure we got, Philip Glass came into the world. I'm real familiar with Philip Glass, but some people may not be. His music is called minimal. Some people call minimal boring. I don't, but some, there's different ones. Said that he was inspired by Cocteau films, not to be confused with the Cocteau sisters. Let me show you this. Speaking of Cocteau films, this is one of my favorite. Okay. Beauty and the Beast. I mean, that's a great one. And I don't know how much of that you can see, but and if you remember Dracula, Francis Ford Coppola's production of Dracula, he used so many scenes right out of there. Philip Glass also did a couple other things, including, I think this is where we first got to know him, because I was watching part of this and was mesmerized by Kind of Scotsy. And if you haven't seen it, you should. It translates from, I think, Hopi Indian into Life Out of Balance. But it's quite a situation. So he had, he said, oh, wait a minute. Forgot to show you Cocteau twins as long as we're talking about them. All right. He also did that movie. He also did this, and we watched that one last night too, which is very good. It's getting a little old now, but I had, there's a elder care attorney I work with quite a bit, Susan Geffen. One of her clients, like 85 years old, and operates or drives a rover on Mars. But Philip Glass worked as a mover, plumber, and cab driver prior to being a successful composer, and had a very large record collection. I wonder if it's like mine. Anyway, he also did The Illusionist, Truman Show, and an updated, which I don't have on here, but an updated score for the 1931 Dracula. So he and a quartet, it slips my mind right now, a very famous string quartet that does, the Kronos Quartet, does contemporary music. So he also wrote some operas, including Einstein on the Beach, and I would sing some of that for you, but I think you'd rather hear a different note, like on that note, we'll take a break. That's a better note, I think. So hang in there, and we'll get ready for Chris Bissonnette coming very soon. I like that music. I want it just to keep on playing. Maybe we can play that for 15 minutes. What do you think? We get a bigger audience, right, Sean? Oh, well. On this day in history, you called. No, you haven't called yet. I'm waiting. But you know, there in 1871, on this day, millions of birds darkened the sky over San Francisco. So let me see. What were you doing over San Francisco? I'm told this is okay. You and a million other birds were defecating, weren't you? In formation. Anyway, that's what happened. Except this morning I saw, I think it was on, could have been Facebook or could have just been Google. I'm just reading a headline. Birds take over Houston parking lot. Hundreds of grackles, Grackles, took over a parking lot in Houston on Wednesday. That's of this week. The blackbirds landed on cars and flew around people as they headed to the grocery store. If you look that up, what you'll see is a lot of people running, because I don't think it was like the Hitchcock movie. I don't think they were trying to get away from being attacked the same way. But in any case, because of that, it does bring up Hitchcock and the birds. And speaking of which, let's look at some birds first. Let's look at Hitchcock and the birds. Well, there's a lot of pictures in here. Somebody's calling me. They're going to have to wait. Okay. With some of this stuff and some really great pictures. I don't know if you can see that, but I guess that's what the area looked like at the time. Been back there about a year ago, and it doesn't quite look the same. Here, in case we need to see that again, which we probably don't. But you got it anyway. Suzanne Plachette also has a birthday today. And she bounced in 1937 and flew away in 2008. The Birds came out in 1963, and I guess she was very well known for the Bob Newhart show, which I guess I didn't watch. One thing that surprised me and makes her one step more of a hero, to me anyway, is she was part of the English dub, A Voice in Spirited Away. I don't know how many of you know of this film, but you should. I'm going to highly recommend this. It's probably the most popular film of this studio, which Disney has bought the rights to, at least in this country, and to put out DVDs. But Suzanne plays, and I'm probably butchering this, Ubabai. That's the old proprietor of the bathhouse. And the main antagonist, I don't think I got a real good picture of her. No, but that's okay. In any case, it's the Studio Ghibli, Ghibli. In my opinion, probably other than Akira, the best bit of animation, hand-drawn animation you'll ever see. The director is Hayao, Hayao Miyazaki, who is now retired. And I'm pretty sure, well, I know Spirited Away is based on Japanese folklore and was the #1 grossing film in Japan for years until Shin Godzilla popped out. And Shin Godzilla is a really good Godzilla movie. It's a really good movie. And the monster in that film is bureaucracy itself. So between Shin Godzilla and The Host, done by the same guy that did Parasite, those are two of the best monster movies where the monsters ain't what you think they are. Also, very important, on this date, 1958, Jackpot Bowling premiered with Leo DeRocher, Mel Allen, and Milton Berle. Me, I can't even pick up a bowling ball. So for me, bowling just means Kingpin, the best, what I think still the best of the Farley Brothers movie, the one with Woody Harrelson and Bill Murray. And on top of that, it's not the top of the hour, it's the bottom of the hour. So we get tipsy-turny sometimes. So being the bottom of the hour, let's get out of here so we can get to Chris right afterwards without any break. So hang in there, and we'll talk to you in a minute. Yeah, I like that music a lot. I think we should just play it. Next week, we should just play that for the first 15 minutes. Okay, Sean? Because, but not during the guest time. This is the guest time. And today we have Chris Bissonnette. And if you recall, Chris and I both have been on Ron Siegel's show where I picked up, and I think I've given him credit before, Ron Siegel comes up with this repeat offender if it's the second time you've been on the show. Chris, I think, is a third or fourth time this one offender. And like I said earlier, Chris has been on the show talking about general financial literacy, e-money, and saving tens of millions of dollars when you send your children, family, or self to school. Now, me ain't got no school. No, for me, it was $700 a semester at Cal State Fullerton. And look, I guess you get what you pay for, right? Look at me now. But if you want to save any money at all, and you do, unless you're nuts, I don't care where in the country you are, you will call Chris if you're going to send anyone or yourself to school. Now let's let Chris introduce himself.
Thank you again for having me on, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, KMET and ABC Radio. A lot going on right now for me. Again, I'm known as Orange County's financial aid expert. So that's kind of my true niche, is helping families not only figure out a way to send the kids to college affordably, but also send them to schools that cost more money, which a lot of people don't do. But today I want to talk a little bit about some of the financial literacy stuff that we're doing in the city of Irvine. Okay.
Because this really goes for more than just Irvine. It goes for anywhere you can hear us.
Yes. But I'm just saying, today I want to talk about the financial forum through the Irvine Chamber of Commerce. I'd like to spend a little bit of time talking about that. And also talk a little bit about the Society for Financial Awareness today, which is another nonprofit I'm affiliated with, which again is financial literacy. So My background, 25-year financial planner. Always love being on your guys' show, and my objective is I want to preserve and build wealth for clients. Preserve and build wealth.
Absolutely. And so do the people listening and people you speak with. But
and
go ahead.
You mentioned music, so
yeah.
I wonder if you can see this.
Ah, okay. Let me.
AC/DC. Since you mentioned music, so
yeah.
But let me just jump into it. So first off, financial literacy is a big topic right now in the United States. People are lost financially. We have too much stuff coming at us. There's too many accounts. So I co-chair the financial forum at the Irvine Chamber of Commerce. We go out to 8th graders and we teach them budgeting, savings. We have a stock market game. So we're introducing 8th graders to the concept of managing
Where were you
money.
when I was in the 8th grade?
Yes. Well, that's a big, where was I? I was probably in my mama's belly, but
I know that, but I mean, I'm wishing somebody had
actually, I was just a sparkle in my daddy's eye.
I wish somebody had given me some knowledge about finance back in the 8th grade.
Yes, well, it's a big topic right now. 13 states are now requiring high schoolers to graduate with a financial literacy class because you can go to the very best schools. You go to UCI right here. You have a finance degree, and guess what? I have no clue how to buy a house, but I have a finance.
Right.
And you see that all the time where people are very educated, and it's like what? All these different mortgages. So that's a big deal right now, and we've got a couple schools coming up in the next few months here where we'll be out there visiting with 8th graders and introducing this concept to them. And also the Society for Financial Awareness, which is the nonprofit that I'm the president of for Orange County. We are hosting, I'll be doing some financial literacy events coming up this year. One company today reached out to me. So if there's companies that are listening and they would like to have someone come in, and it doesn't have to be me, we're all over the country, but you can have someone come in for an hour or two and teach your employees about, as I call it, financial literacy, budgeting, savings, retirement, insurance, whatever it is, credit. There's a myriad of subjects, and that is all free. That's all free. There's
so
no
you're
charge.
talking both 8th graders and up into, people working full-time and have a company that will help sponsor this for them.
Exactly, yeah. So the SOFA event is for employees at companies because they want this information. They're going to HR saying, can someone come in here and teach us about, 401k, or we've heard about these financial wellness programs. And so we do that no charge for companies. So if someone's listening in Arizona, I'll connect them with the Arizona person.
Right.
And then here's all these subjects. We come out, we teach financial literacy. People feel better. It's good for the employees. It builds morale and a lot of benefits to it.
Just take a second or two or a minute or two and tell us how people can get a hold of you, both on the phone, internet, anyway.
Probably the easiest is my website, which is holisticfinancialplanning.us. That's probably the easiest. Now, my phone number, it's a good number. I chose it, so it's 949-590-9940. And then I'm on social media. I have Facebook, all kinds of stuff, LinkedIn, Twitter. If you Google Christopher Bissonnette, I come up, so it's pretty easy to find. But yes, I would love if anybody follows those pages. I do post a couple times a week. I try and make it important and relevant information.
And you do. And you point people to other places.
And you see it all and you share it, and I appreciate that.
I got to share good things, Very good things. So, what do you find most people are asking you about? Do you think you get more people wanting to know about the college situation or general literacy or any part of that?
For me, because my true super niche is the college. That's what I focus on. And I will tell you what's interesting. Wednesday night in Irvine, the Irvine School District hosted a financial aid night, and I attended it. Yeah, I'm like, what the heck's this? So I attended. They brought in some ringer from Sacramento, some government employee to teach this kind of course, right? And I talked to him. I called him. We became friends. He sent me his presentation. My point with this whole thing is he's just sharing information you can find on the internet. It's very basic info.
Right.
There's no strategy. There's no numbers.
But
and
you have
so,
to have strategy, right? You have
and
to have
so
strategy
when-
for
so-
everything, let alone
these
finance.
families that are going to these events, they're not really learning anything. They're
Right.
not. There's no. They're, so, but it's great. I have now the state's college financial aid PowerPoint, 30 slides, which I can use some of those maybe, but you know what I've discovered, Jay, is nobody's doing it right. There is nobody out there that I've ever come across that's doing it correctly. They have no clue on how to do EFC. They don't know. They pick the wrong schools that have no money. It's too much. And I'm still learning it, and I'm the expert. And it's just too much people.
Yeah, I was with you once when you did a live presentation of that, and you blew everybody away. I know that.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. So I have that PowerPoint. So that is something that the state doesn't show anyone, that stuff. They don't care about lowering your EFC. They don't want you to pay less. So, this is going to be a big year for me in that arena.
It should be.
It's just, and again, what I've discovered in this process, almost 2 years will be April, there's just no one out there really doing what I do. They do little snippets, but as far as pulling it all together, the financial and filing the forms, and I haven't come across anyone who does it.
I know, and everybody, I think I sent you a couple people here lately.
Were they ghosts or what?
No, in fact, I sent you a new phone number this morning. So
That's fine. I appreciate it. I'm just kidding.
Well, these people need to have some money left so they're not ghosts. So yeah.
Well, yeah, but one of the problems people are doing is they're taking the money out of their retirement plans to pay for college.
Which is now you're cutting your own throat, because those not only you got lots of taxes to pay when you take out those funds, but those funds are no longer working for you. That's why they're there. They're there to work for you. So you need to be taking out the minimum amount, which you may have to after a certain age.
70.5.
But you know that could be a part of the normal amount you take out anyway to live on. But you don't want to take out more than that, because if you take out more than that, you're actually cutting your own income.
Yeah. So as I tell people, I say, well, is there a loan for college? And they say yes. Is there a loan for retirement? And they say no. And I say, well, your kid can go get a loan. There's no loan in retirement, and you're not going to go borrow it from your son. So you better come up with a different strategy, which is pay the least amount and find schools that give you the most free money. But people don't do that. They don't do that strategy.
No, they think they've just filled out the form online, or they get in the mail and they've done their job. And if they can save $50, they pat themselves on the back, right?
Exactly.
And you know there's much more to it than that.
Well, yeah, the biggest thing that's to it is once you have this expected family contribution number that you get from the federal government, you have the ability to lower that, because you got, and it's every year. People don't know this. There's no training on it, and again, that's what I do, which is good for me.
Well, that's your training. You're training on it, which is good.
Well, I'm looking to. I'm going to develop this program. I'm working on it right now, where I'm going to approach a bunch of college prep people to be able to offer some of the services I have, because Americans need to have their stuff filed for them, just like a tax return. Just let's take that off their plate.
True.
And let them stress out on these complicated tax forms.
Yeah, never thought of it like that, but that should they need a preparer like that, like I need a tax preparer.
Here it is. Here's the FAFSA, right? I mean, look at this. I think I showed it before.
Yeah, I've seen it, but
longer than a 1040. It's the largest expense of your entire life, that your kid's college. And let me go ahead and just try and I'll try and figure it out online.
No, and even if you do figure it out, you don't know the best answers to put. I mean, you know, you have to be truthful, but you have to be what you,
and how to answer them. Yeah, you're exactly right.
You have to have strategy. And strategy, too, is what helps a lot of people with the e-money that you talk about and help people with, too.
Exactly. Yes. And that's really, I would say with the whole financial literacy crisis that we started with, what what the solution is financial organization, which I think you might have even brought up. A good way to do it is a program called eMoney. There's some free ones online, but just get all your stuff organized. Get all your stuff linked to one place where you can see it all on your phone, all your expenses, all your spending, and just make your life easy. Because right now it's in your head spinning around, and it just creates so much stress for people.
I have a lot of room for spinning around because, my brain stays small and out of the way. So there's a lot of echo chamber up there.
Your head looks kind of big, so I could see that.
Well, yeah, but that's because of the space that's needed in there for floating around. I keep thinking of, one of those centrifuges or something in there.
What are you, an astronaut?
Getting astronauts ready, to go
to
the moon.
From what was that movie? The Great Men or something? I remember it was
that was a great movie.
It was like
the right stuff.
The Right Stuff. That was a great movie. Remember that spinning thing?
Yeah,
and the one guy's like, no big deal.
And walking down the hall with that, we won't get in.
Speaking of that, do you think that man will walk on the moon?
I like the way you put that. Yes, I do think they will.
Oh, they will. Okay. Someday, huh?
The other thing is, if they did, which I tend to think, but I know there's a lot of. What else did they see?
Maybe some civilization walked.
What else did they see there? Were there others there already?
I think there's some stuff on there, but definitely. I know Mars definitely has a lot of stuff on it. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And you and I we got to get a talk. Well, yeah, actually, we should have a whole show where we talk about this.
Yeah, I'm happy to do it. I'm fascinated. My mom for Christmas got me. You'll love this one. It's the Project Blue Book, but it's like the notes that someone found in a book.
Oh, wow!
Like the actual notes from the Project Blue Book meetings. And I'm all, where the hell did you get this?
Wow, the series
my mom of all people's into this stuff.
The series is back on, and I don't know. I'm not as excited about the series as.
Oh yeah, I don't think I DVR'd it. But yes, it's all cool stuff.
And have you? And before we get back to some more finance, did you see Dr. Sleep? Because I haven't.
I don't know what that is.
That's a movie about when the kid, from The Shining.
Yes.
When he grows up.
Oh, it was like the second part to it.
Yeah, something, not exactly a sequel, but it's supposed to be extremely well done. And
I heard it was good. I heard it, but it wasn't. It wasn't Stanley Kubrick though, right?
Oh no, he's been gone too long.
Was there any clues in that movie that
I don't know.
He would put clues that he filmed the moon landing in his previous movies.
I know.
I wonder if he had any in this one.
I haven't seen it yet, and I've got it on my list, and I'm for sure going to see it. And I want to see it again. I want to see it I love to see everything out with a big screen. But I want to see it at home too, where I can stop it and look at things again. And
yeah, I did that with The Shining because someone had alluded to there's some clues in there, which
we had a half a show about. Yeah.
Oh, we did talk about that, right?
Yeah.
That's right. I was showing you that stuff. I find that stuff fascinating too. And what do you think? Were you watching this Trump impeachment thing?
Yeah.
Were you watching it?
Yeah.
So they voted no witnesses. So I think it's over.
Yeah. Yeah, I do have some ideas and some thoughts about all that, but I try to keep away from that.
Political stuff?
Yeah, on the show, on it kind of some people, now Ron, we're both on his show, and he definitely gets political. And he talks to me on the air about politics, even though we're on different sides of it. He's really
gotten into politics with me, but I'm happy to talk about it.
I think he knows I'm not going to say anything weird. And, because we do talk about it, we try to learn from each other, which I think more people should do, whether we're here or on the moon. So, and also, have you seen those stories about where I could look up the names and things? I just saw it the other day again, too. Some teenager, 17 or 18 years, there's a couple of different stories, abducted at night, taken to the moon and then to Mars, and spends 20 years fighting aliens. And then
he comes back and he tells us about it. He's part of like a space force already.
Right.
And we're already engaged in warfare. I
That's
heard
right,
about
yeah.
it. And they're basically finding it hard to discredit him. They're finding like some of the stuff he's saying kind of like, God, it doesn't sound made up.
I know, and there's a couple people who have the same kind of stories.
That's
and
awesome.
Having these adventures in space is one thing, but the time machine thing, that seems a little harder to swallow. But then again, why not? Because we're used to not wanting
The
to
whole
think
time
about
space warp thing, I don't know about that,
I mean,
but
it's
I did hear
expensive,
about that guy though.
connected.
Studying. It's basically almost like Terminator when the guy comes back to fight the Terminator.
Right.
And they catch him and he starts telling them about the future and they're like, what?
And I've been watching, in fact, I just finished the second season on Netflix, which I highly recommend. It's called Dark. It comes out of Germany, but it's in English, and it's about time. And and it's kind of like there's a little bit of steampunk in it too, so it's pretty cool.
That is
But
cool.
you got to keep track of all these different people at different ages and how they interact with themselves at different ages, and it's a lot to do, but I think it's well worth it.
That's cool. That's
So
great.
yeah,
What do you got? What's up for the Super Bowl?
nothing.
I
Absolutely.
think Niners by 7. That's my guess. Niners.
Okay. And if anybody wants to call in right now, and let's talk about that. And are you going to be home watching?
I think so. We'll see. Probably with 2 young kids, I probably will be.
Yeah, with 2 young kids, you probably spend a lot of
I
time.
probably won't be at the bars. That's for sure. I will tonight though, because today's my birthday.
Oh,
So,
no.
I will
Really?
be out partying tonight.
Happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
You're what, 34, 32?
I'm actually 50, but
Oh, same
I'm
thing.
telling people I'm 30 and seeing how far that goes.
Well, if anybody asks me, I'm 46. And that's because I was born in
BC.
1946. So, I'm not lying, right? I was
I
born in
said
46.
46 BC. Did you hear my joke?
Oh, no, I didn't hear that. Yeah. Well, it's closer to that than anything else. But still, it's such a... Now, look, we can talk to you about our finances and have so much else going on, too, and so can all our listeners.
Yes, yeah. So let me say this in closing for your listeners and anyone who's interested. The Society for Financial Awareness will come to your employer at no charge. I've done it for Orange Coast College, and they will do a 1 or 2 hour, whatever you guys are looking for, 1 hour workshop. And the only thing that's going to come from it is people are going to learn, they're going to feel better, and it creates more morale, more cohesiveness at the workplace as well. So there's only benefits to doing it. So if they go to sofausa.org, they can look me up or whatever. But like I said, they go on there and look anyone up and say, hey, I heard about this. We want to have someone come out to our company and educate us.
I think that employers should really love this too, because, just looking from a business point of view, a happy employee is more productive.
Exactly.
And part of being happy is being safe.
And being financially well, which, again, they've got these wellness programs. So we want people healthy because they're a better employee.
Well, so financial
if they're
health.
financially healthy, they're a better employee. So it's kind of both. It's health and wealth.
Well, they're both connected every way you can possibly think of. And what do you call it? The e-money. If somebody wants to explore more of that with you, they can do that.
holisticfinancialplanning.us. That's just a website. They can go on there, take a quick quiz. That quiz will populate. Boop, I get a little notification. I'll set them up with their own website. They can get themselves organized.
Do they get little prizes for quiz scores?
Yes, they do.
All right, that's all I want.
Really nice new stars. And then I think I have like a rainbow and a bear. So I've got some really nice ones.
Oh, I bet you're from your kids, right?
No, they're from me, actually. I don't let them play with those. So.
Oh, that's true. Okay. Because, after all, finance is an adult game, right? When you're a kid, you don't have to worry.
One of the problems I've seen, Jay, is as a lot of people growing up, money is viewed as bad. Rich people are viewed as evil. Guess what? It should be the opposite. You tell kids it's okay to have money.
Of course
it's okay to have nice things. And because people grow up thinking that way, they grow up poor. Oh, I'm not supposed to have money. It's a mindset. You're allowed to have abundance. You should have abundance.
Any kind of success is really a mindset. I mean, I've been a millionaire. I lost millions. Anybody can be there if they have the mindset. It's your mindset that keeps you from, if that's what you want.
And that's why I say with the parents, because the parents tell the kids, oh, your money, I don't know. It's just, I was kind of growing up that way where if you were really rich, it was kind of bad. But it shouldn't be. Kids should want to be wealthy. It's okay to have abundance.
And if you have it, you can help share it also,
Yes.
So you can help other people get moving along. And we need to talk more. You're right.
It all starts here, though. If you can conceive it and believe it, you'll achieve it.
And that's good. And we need to get together and talk about some more of this. And I really want to get that telescope out. It's been great. Beetlejuice is getting ready to explode, they say.
Oh, cool.
And it's still up there in the sky this time of year, but it's going away.
What is it?
It's the right shoulder. If you look at Orion, it's the right shoulder. And of course, the nebula is such a beautiful thing to look at. I need to get the telescope out.
Interesting.
But I think we got to go now. So,
okay.
But let's talk. I don't know if you're around tomorrow or so.
Always
I'll give you a call tomorrow or so. Maybe we talk about getting together for some more of this. And it's a pleasure. Believe me, it's an honor to have you on, okay? And the information that you have for the listeners, okay? So I really appreciate it. And until next week, thanks to everybody. And Kaplan will be here on the same corner in front of the cigar store next week. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to the Educated Retirement Show with Jay Kaplan.